All right, everybody, here we go again with another MBS whiteboard talk. Today's topic, 3 common technique flaws when doing back work. All right, so the first technique flaw when doing back work is over-engaging the forearms and the biceps and bending the wrist. You'll see a lot of people when they're doing rows tend to bend the wrist in, kind of pull with their forearms, pull with their biceps, especially when it's getting heavy, they're starting to fatigue. Anytime we're doing a back exercise, we want to make sure that we are engaging the back and not overutilizing our arms. A couple ways that we can kind of counteract this is by putting our thumb over the bar instead of underneath the bar. That makes it a little bit harder to activate the forearms and biceps. And then obviously using wrist straps. All right, the next common technique flaw when doing back work is internally rotating the shoulder joint. So you'll see when they pull back, the shoulder will internally rotate and they'll over-activate their traps. Well, when we're trying to hit our lats and our rhomboids, we want the shoulder to pull back and down, and we'll feel a hard flex right down here. What we don't want is our shoulder to round forward and then over-activate the traps. So anytime you're doing back work, make sure the shoulder is pulling down and back and you don't see the shoulder rise up and go forward. The third common technique flaw when doing back work is using too much body English. A lot of times when people are doing dumbbell rows, you'll see them kind of rotating their whole body. They're doing bent rows, they're using their hips to kind of bring the bar up. If they're doing pull downs, they're leaning way forward and leaning way back. Anytime we're trying to isolate specific muscle groups, we want to make sure that the majority of the tension is placed into that muscle group and they're not involving a ton of other muscle groups into the movement. Now there are certain techniques that we can use to extend sets out, and we can involve a little bit of body English, but for the most part, excessive body English is not going to be a good component to accomplish the goal of building your back up. There you have it, 3 common technique flaws that we see when people do back exercises a lot of the time. They are bending the wrist and engaging the forearms and biceps too much, internally rotating the shoulder, over-activating the traps, and using too much body English. Stay tuned for more MBS whiteboard talks.